Things are growing. A bit leggy though. There's new lights coming and I need to get some of this stuff transplanted before it's ruined. Oh, that's dry. Can't believe it. This has something green coming out of it. Stevia or stevia. I'm pretty pumped about that. I'm a little bummed about the legginess of some of those. Actually, yesterday I had to completely start most of my peppers over because if you start your seeds and, like for instance, I was starting pepper seeds and I let them, they were too moist and too hot. I don't think the heat would have been as big an issue if they weren't as moist. And then I had the dome on top kind of containing that, and it grew this kind of white and brown fungus. And on one of the trays, like the fungus had just like completely taken over. Wouldn't have been like such a big deal if they had already, you know, germinated, but they hadn't germinated and they weren't going to germinate through that. So one of them was like a complete loss, and then the other one, I did pick the fungus out. I'm not holding my breath. I pretty much replanted everything that I needed, and I'm starting over. Hello. Hello, sweet girl. Which, you know, thankfully I've been paying a lot more attention during this season while we've been growing, and so I was able to catch that and maybe save some of those pepper seeds. But, you know, it's really just a part of the learning process and just doing it. You know, if I didn't do it, I wouldn't have that experience. I wouldn't have been able to actually see that happen and be able to fix it myself and to take action. And there are a lot of things I feel like in my past and even now today that I struggle with doing because I'm scared of failing at it or scared of, you know, I mean, mostly the failure. But, you know, I'm kind of like a scared person in general, so. All right, are you coming with me to brush Paul and Mary? Are you coming? Feet, you have been out today. You've been out in the rain. You've been out? I'm gonna take a nap. Brush. Okay, let's do this. Excuse me. What are you doing out? Okay, you wanna go back in? Come here. Come on. Let's go. Here, here. Here, here. Another egg. I hear ya. What's going on? What's up? Who's making all the noise in here? All right. Hi, Mare. Hi, Paul. What do you think? You get your hair brushed? I think it's very common for me to shy away from things that scare me. In fact, my brother the other day reminded me that when I was younger, like a young teen, my mom, she asked me to go into the grocery store and get something, like just buy something simple, and I like panicked to go in there by myself. And I remember, you know, growing up being very scared to even like go into a gas station on my own, which I know that sounds silly, but you know, we all have our things, and sometimes paralyzing anxiety is mine. And for many people, it seems like for no reason, which I guess, I don't know, we could call it that. There are reasons in my head. I was thinking about it yesterday. I saw a friend that I haven't seen in a while, and she was commenting on the fact that I have chickens, that I raise chickens, because she knows that I've just like had this like fear of birds, which stems from a couple of experiences I had when I was younger. And when she said that, I was like, yeah, I do have the fear of birds, and like it's in the back of my head, and you know, I don't really necessarily want to be around birds that aren't mine, but you know, 5 years ago when we were talking about doing this, and we knew that we wanted to have chickens because we wanted to have eggs, we wanted to be able to raise our meat humanely, there was a little bit of panic in me, and honestly, there were moments where I like was legitimately scared. I think that experience, I mean, you guys have seen me now with the chickens, like, you know, they're part of my family. They're my babies. But I think that experience has kind of, you know, been one of the many things that on the farm has kind of transformed the way that I think about things, the way that I do things. The farm is not solely responsible for that, but I think, you know, so often we are not doing things that scare us. And the absolute scariest thing I've ever done is move out to a farm after growing up in suburbia and hope that we make it. You're such a good girl, Mary. You're such a good girl, Mare Bear. Feeling better? Does that feel good? Paul, that's hair. Paul, that's goat hair. Good girl. Good girl. You know what else I was scared of getting? Goats. And if you know me in the past, stop. You're so cute. You're so cute, I can't handle it. I'm not gonna give you more food, but I will gladly brush you, my friend. So I was scared to get goats. Guys, I was scared to mess them up. I was scared that I didn't know enough to have them. Oh, that's mine. I was scared that other people would judge me for having goats. I was scared that they might hurt me. I mean, I don't know. I've never been around goats for any extended period of time, you know. But we did it, and I can't believe it. Like, I can't believe that I'm sitting here brushing my goat. A couple years ago, I got offered a job that I really couldn't turn down, and it was a really scary job. And when I think back, oh, someone laid an egg. Congratulations! And I think back to that moment and how truly terrified I was. I mean, just this like crippling fear of failure, of embarrassment. I just can't even explain it to you. And I look back at that job and I can't believe that I did it. Ultimately, that job did not make sense for me. I do believe that there are some people that are like made, you know, for certain jobs, and that job was not something that I could maintain. And ultimately, you know, I wouldn't have been able to continue doing a good job because we had other things that we wanted to explore with me kind of at the helm. I think about that though, and you know, those moments when I'm feeling really down about myself or feeling a little bit inadequate, is that doing those things. Oh, I know, that one hurt. Come here. Come here. Come here, Paul. I think doing those things is an accomplishment in itself, you know. Doing things that scare us oftentimes result in amazing outcomes, you know. And sometimes they don't, you know. Sometimes you quit the job after a year and a half because it just didn't make sense. But doing that when it doing that when it scared me has made me appreciate the moments when I've done things that scared me and they've paid off big time. Like you, Paul. Like you. I guess I wish people felt like scary things are more possible. And honestly, I wish that most days I leaned into that thought as well. Now, don't get me wrong, there are scary things that I just don't do. Most things scare me. I still don't like going into gas stations. I don't do it. If I drive up and the credit card machine isn't working, I will drive to another pump or another gas station before I will go inside and talk to the cashier. But I will push the boundaries of what I think is a normal and happy and healthy life, because that sort of fear, I think, the fear of just failing face first, or the fear of like changing something drastically in my life, in hopes that it will lead to a better future for my family. Those risks for me are still hard to take, but they're so worth it. So I guess what I'm saying is, as I'm sitting in here brushing my goat, I just have to look back and I have to laugh, because scary things sometimes have amazing rewards. I'm gonna try to keep pushing myself. So I'm gonna keep telling myself that I can do the hard things. And I guess I hope that if there's anyone out there who is not believing that they can do difficult things, I just wanted to say that you can. It's very likely that that difficult thing for you is probably not brushing a goat. Maybe it's going into the gas station, like it is for me. Or calling the vet. That's another thing that scares me. Some things we just leave to Eric. No. That's not for you. But we can do hard and scary things, friends. Let's just keep doing them. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.